Hey guys, Miss Goff here today, and I'm going to go over estimating the sum and or differences in addition problems or subtraction problems. So my guys, you all remember our rules for rounding or estimating. We have underline and look behind, circle the boss. Remember, our boss is the one that tells us whether our underline number is going to go up or stay the same. Remember your rules. 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, add 1 more. And also remember that any number after the circled number will then turn into a 0. So all the numbers behind that underline, underline the circle, will be turned into a 0. All right, let's look at a problem. We have 653 plus 463. So we're going to practice our rules, and we're going to estimate both of these numbers, and we're going to estimate the sum before we find out the real sum. So remember, my guys, if they don't tell us what to underline specifically, then we have to automatically underline that first number. So we're going to go ahead and underline that 6. And when we underline, we look behind. And so we underline 6, and 5 is now our boss. So we circle him. Now that 5 is going to tell us whether the 6 is going to go up by 1 or if it's going to stay the same. So your rules: 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, add 1 more. 5 or more, we're going to add 1 more to 6. So 653 becomes 700. Now let's take a look at 463. Again, we know that we're going to underline that first digit, which is 4. We're going to look behind. 6 becomes our boss, so we have to circle it. Now again, 5 or more, we add 1 more. So 6 is going to make this 4 jump up, and instead of having 463, we're going to round that to 500. Now, we're going to complete this like a normal addition problem. So we have 0 plus 0 is 0. Again, 0 plus 0 in the tens place is 0. And then we have 7 plus 5, which is 12. So the estimated total or sum is 1,200 or 1,200. Now, a way to make sure and double check yourself that you have gotten the correct estimation is to jump back over to our original problem and add it and see if the numbers are close. Let me switch my marker here. So in the ones place, I have 3 plus 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. Next, tens place, I have 5 plus 6, which is 11. I have to carry my 1. In my hundreds place, I have 6 plus 4, which is 10. And we can't forget this one up here. So that becomes an 11. So our answer is 1,116, which is pretty close to 1,200. So I would say, yes, we estimated correctly. Now I'm going to show you all an example of estimating a difference problem. Give me 1 second. The same rules apply. We're still going to underline, look behind, and circle the boss. So we have 892 minus 451. Now, the only thing different here that we're going to do is subtract instead of add. That's the difference. So again, if they don't tell us a specific place value to underline, we're going to work with the hundreds place in this case, or the first digit. So I've underlined my 8. Now I'm going to look behind. Now 9 becomes my boss, so I have to circle it. Wherever this arrow is pointing, You're only going to look back 1 digit, so that's going to become your boss. So again, I have to think about my rules. Is it 4 or less? Am I going to let this rest? No, because 9 is greater than 5. So if it's 5 or more, we're going to add 1 more. So 892
becomes 900.
Becomes 900. All right. Same thing for this one. We have 451. Going to underline my first digit here. I'm going to look behind. So I've underlined 4. I'm looking behind. 5 becomes my boss. I'm going to circle him. Now I got to ask myself, and I have to think about those rules. 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, add 1 more. Well, in the rule it says 5 or more, so I know that I'm going to add 1 more here. So 451 becomes 500. Now, like we did on the last one, we're going to subtract these two. Now, this is a little bit easier than over here where we have to borrow and carry and all of that. So, starting with the ones place, 0 minus 0 is 0. Jump to the tens place. 0 minus 0 is, again, 0. Jump to the hundreds place. We have 9 minus 5, which is 4. So our estimated value is 400. But I am going to jump back over and I am going to double check myself. And so we don't get confused, I'm going to rewrite my problem so you guys can see me borrowing. So I have 892 minus 451. I'm going to start in the ones place. And I have 2 minus 1 equals 1. Now I have 9 minus 5 equals 4. And then I have 8 minus 4. Again, our answer is 4. So when we work it all out, the answer is 441. Our estimated difference answer was 400. 441 and 400 are pretty close, so we estimated correctly. I'm going to show you guys the rules one last time. These are the rules to follow when completing your estimating the sum or the difference problems. All right, that's it for today, guys. Just know that I miss you so much. I'll be back for any questions. You can reach me on Dojo or Live Grades. Be sure to like and subscribe to the Little Beavers 4th grade page. And watch out. There's a read aloud coming along soon. Thank you, guys.